The other thing is that, we are a small group. We are about 80, 90 people here. So I suggest that, any questions, whatever doubts you have in your mind, you should also be free to ask me this, whatever your doubts. Take that these are my doubts and kindly clarify. You are free to ask me any doubts in between when I am speaking or subsequently at the end of my speech. And I will not take too much of a time. Probably I will take about 30 minutes so that at least we will have some 10-15 minutes for the question and answer session also. It's very important that we ask questions, but only when we ask questions are the attitude to ask questions is the most important. That attitude saying that no, I will question because I want to understand more or I want to differ. Both ways, either way. That this attitude of questioning and then accepting is a very, very important thing. Today we are not in a like good old time when Karl Marx wrote about the capital. I think then he discussed about a century back he discussed about the dictatorship of the proletariat, and that the working class is the most important thing and labor is the most important contribution is what Karl Marx was saying at that point of time, about a couple of decades before. Subsequently, the capital, instead of labor being the most important thing, probably from 50s and 60s onwards, instead of the labor being the most important thing, the capital became the most important thing. We became a capitalist society, whether we like it or not, we became a capitalist society. Are we a capitalist society? We say that we are a mixed economy today. But we are not so much a mixed economy. We are substantively a capitalist society. And somebody can comment saying that no, we are not a pure capitalist society. We have become a crony capitalist society. Somebody can make that allegation also, and I will not differ with that person. I will not differ with that person. The capitalist system that we have is not a perfect capitalist system that we have in India. But nonetheless, we have accepted competition, we have accepted market. Even though with all the difficulties in that, imperfections in that, we still accepted the market. But somehow, in the last 2-3 decades, we are not even a capitalist society, in the sense that the capital per se has also not become that important. What has become important is knowledge. So we started with saying that labor is the most important factor in production. From labor we moved on to capital, saying that capital is the most important factor of production. And from then onwards, subsequently, the last couple of decades, we moved to knowledge. It's not even the capital today. A young boy can sit in his garage and he can create an app, he can create a software tool, and he can create a valuation which can be astronomical. So that is the kind of society that we are living today. And this has got so many other manifestations also. Today, even entertainment itself has become a great industry. Great industry. Somebody who sits in some remote village, he or she, is capable of writing a great script, capable of writing a great story. We have started respecting and valuing that story also, including that of my district mate, Barak also. We have started respecting even a great story. Somebody is a great story writer. Somebody sits in her home, but she writes a story. We started respecting that also. And that can also become a great web series, it can become a great movie, it can become a great book, whatever. From being a labor-oriented to capital-oriented, we become knowledge-oriented. So that is one aspect. The second aspect, in good old times, we were doing one job. We would enter the government service, or we would take up any particular job, and the rest of our life we will be doing the same job. It is the Japanese model. It's called lifetime employment. Whatever employment that they start with, for the rest of their life they'll be doing if he joins a company, typically a Japanese worker, if he joins a company, for the rest of his life he'll be working in that company only, he will not get out of that company. Those days are also over, in the sense that today when we take up a job, there is no guarantee that the job itself will remain. There is no guarantee that we will continue to be doing the same job. In our lifetime, it is quite possible that we will be doing 2, 3, 4 jobs. Because the times have changed. There are a lot of disruptive practices in the market today, in the world today. A lot of disruption is happening. Technology is the greatest disruptor. Market access has become a great disruptive factor. Suddenly, Trump becomes the president of the United States. The access that a whole lot of countries had, whether it is Europe or China or anybody, to the American market itself is completely disrupted. This way, and there can be a whole lot of other disruptive practices. And we have seen all these disruptive practices in the last couple of decades. So we cannot be dependent on even one job. Our skill sets have to be multi-fold. I cannot say that no, I've learned मुझे एक चीज तो मालूम हो गया, चलो मैं जिंदगी इसी से गुजारूंगा, नहीं. The important thing that I'm coming to by saying all these things is that knowledge for the sake of knowledge. Say knowledge not for the sake of getting an employment. Knowledge for the sake of knowledge. If you have knowledge which is for the sake of knowledge itself, you will survive and you will thrive in this new world. And there is no end to knowledge. There is no end to knowledge. The more knowledge we acquire, the more humble that we become. Saying that हमको केवल इतना ही पता होता है कि मुझे हमको कितना नहीं मालूम है. जितना हम जानते हैं उससे हमको यही होता है, यही पता होता है कि कितना हम नहीं जानते. So we become more and more humble on account of learning more and more stuff, learning more and more things. But if we know this thing, if we have this commitment to knowledge for the sake of knowledge, then we will thrive, we will survive, and we will thrive in all the days and years to come. This is very important. This is something that has to come. When we talk about education, this understanding that saying that education is not to make me a doctor or an engineer or something else. No. That I will get educated about everything. Whatever possible, I will get educated, and of course getting a job is equally important. I am not saying no to that. But again, that one simple thing was सोचा कोई फार्मेसी पढ़ रहा है, अब केवल फार्मेसी पढ़ के कुछ आगे चलने वाला नहीं है उसमें. His horizons have to be broad. He should have a broader understanding, understanding of the world, what is happening in the world, then he will succeed. Very, very important. The next point I want to mention is that whatever job that you want to do, whatever profession that you want to do, whatever business that you want to do, today, including agriculture, today, that if you are not well educated or if you are not knowledgeable, you will not be able to thrive in anything, including agriculture. Because agriculture itself has undergone a lot of changes today. It is not culture anymore, it has become a business or a venture, agri-venture it has become. Because today we are not, whatever my forefathers were growing, we are not growing the same thing. We want to grow a lot of cash crops. We don't want to grow only for the domestic community, we want to grow for the world. If we can export anywhere in the world, we want to export anywhere in the world. Whatever is the crop which gives us the best yield or best price is what we want to grow. Whatever my father was growing, why should I grow the same thing today? And of course, the number of diseases have increased. Productivity is a factor, a lot of other factors, a lot of other things, including your seeds, including your manure, including the way that you protect your crops. Why I am saying, I am just giving only as an example, I am giving agriculture. But the same thing is true of each and every profession. The same thing is true of each and every trade and entrepreneurship and business and industry. So our understanding has to be broad. Then only we will be in a position to survive in this market. In this market which is driven by knowledge, not so much by capital anymore. Capital is important, labor is important. There may be shortage of labor, there may be a shortage of capital. But wherever there is a shortage of knowledge, that enterprise cannot succeed in the long run. It's very, very important that our first goal is to seek that knowledge, is to be knowledgeable in whatever we are doing. So as such, it becomes an endless pursuit. It becomes an endless pursuit. Even consider that every day, even if you are doing a job, wonderful, very fine, but every day we should dedicate a certain number of hours, saying that इसके लिए मैं और जो है और जानना चाहता हूँ. I want to learn more on this particular field. I want to know more about a whole lot of other things which are related fields, maybe unrelated things, but nonetheless it would still have a conceptual clarity, which will bring a conceptual clarity into you, which will help your whatever trade that you are doing, whatever profession that you are in, whatever job that you are doing. Because today a whole lot of jobs are being replaced. Suddenly government says that मुझे एक नौकरी तो मिल गया, लेकिन 5 साल के बाद वही नौकरी मुझे रहेगा नहीं रहेगा कोई गारंटी नहीं. Because some machine can replace you, some better practices can replace you, some automation can replace you, some computer software can replace you. So as such, it is not that okay, चलो मुझे एक नौकरी मिल गया, चलो मैं आराम से सोता हूँ. नहीं, that we have to be aware, and we have to constantly be honing our skills. The next point I want to make is traditionally, like just now we heard about a whole lot of practices. Traditionally, various communities have been into various things, various practices. I am born a Vakliga, so I will be into farming. I'm a peasant, born peasant, so I will be a peasant. I would have learned a bit about agriculture. Somebody is born in different communities, he would have known something about it. Unfortunately, Muslims don't have any one particular profession, but somehow majority Muslims are into trading and a whole lot of other jobs. Today, on account of the collective contribution of all the Kannadigas, we have created an atmosphere here in Karnataka wherein the rest of the world wants to come here and wants to do business here. It is not the contribution of any one person. It is the collective contribution of all the people who have been in Karnataka for the last many centuries. Collectively. And all have contributed in their own way. Including Hyderabad and Tipu Sultan. Including a whole lot of kings and other people who have been here. We in Karnataka, we have created this atmosphere where what we call as Sarva Janangada Shantiyatu. In Karnataka, we have always lived with harmony. And how it has happened? It is on account of collective contribution of all the people who have been here. Because of which, the whole world wants to come here and do business. Out of the Fortune 500 companies, at least about 400 companies have their bases in and around Bangalore. And we are sitting in Whitefield. Whitefield is the hotbed of, for all these companies. And all these companies are why they are coming here because A, we have created a very peaceful atmosphere here. 2, we have created a fairly large technical pool here. And this has got spiraled into a hub wherein only high-end technical work can happen, if it can happen in and around Bangalore. We have created this kind of an atmosphere. Now, we are responsible for it. But how much of benefit are we getting out of this, having created this atmosphere in Karnataka, in Bangalore? If we are not taking advantage of it, if we are not taking due benefit of it, who is to blame? Can we blame some outsider? Some MNC company which has come and set up shop here. Can we go on blaming MNC company? In this, I will just go back a little bit. I was speaking about communities. Certain communities, for example, let us say the Marwadi community from Rajasthan, a lot of Gujarati communities from Gujarat also. They have had entrepreneurship in their blood not today, for the last many centuries. Even about 1,000 years back, let us say there is a Marwadi father. A Marwadi father is there, let us say reasonably well-to-do businessman. when he has a boy and the boy comes up to certain age, he gives a certain amount of money to that boy, saying that मैं तुमको पूंजी दूं, I am giving you this capital. You go and do a business. He will go to maybe some other town or maybe in the same town or some other business or whatever. He will take that capital, go and start a business. And he will keep an account of how much money that he has received from his father. And whether he pays the interest to his own father or not, he will go on even whatever his father's account will be go on creating his father's account with interest also. And over a period of time, subject to he being successful, and majoritarily they will be successful, he will repay the capital with interest to his own father. Somebody can object that ये क्या बात हुई? फादर तो अपना प्यार से बच्चे को पैसा दे रहा है, आप बोल रहे हो कि नहीं उसको सूद के साथ उसका पैसा वापस करना चाहिए. But this is a great lesson in entrepreneurship. Is that we value the capital and the importance of that capital we are valuing, even though it has come from your own father. And how hard it is to get that capital. Somebody has got that capital and he has given and I have built a business. Then I repay that capital amount to my own father and to anybody else with interest. In this fashion, these communities are able to grow as entrepreneurs and business people. Why? Because they have built a certain reputation also by doing this. Saying that अगर इसको पैसा देंगे, अगर 4 लोग इकट्ठा करके उसको पैसा देंगे, पैसा वापस भी आएगा, इंटरेस्ट के साथ भी वो पैसा वापस आएगा. So when I said that earlier labor, capital and knowledge, capital का तो zero कर दिया उसने, capital में जाएगा. आपको सक्सेस होने की काबिलियत आप में होनी चाहिए, बस उतनी. आपको मेहनत करना है, आपकी जो भी बिजनेस करना चाहते हैं आप बिजनेस करके आपको सक्सेस होने की काबिलियत हो तो कैपिटल तो मिल जाएगा, कैपिटल कोई दिक्कत नहीं. मेहनत कहां से आ रहा है, आप खुद मेहनत करें और 4 बच्चों को लेकर के उसको भी अपने साथ उसको सिखा रहे हो, उसको बिजनेस कर रहे. So this particular way of doing business has got ingrained in the Marwadi community, in Gujarati community for the last many centuries. Unfortunately, हम लोगों में नहीं है. कभी हमने उस तरह का बिजनेस नहीं किया, उस तरह का कैपिटल राइज नहीं किया, उस तरह का एक दूसरे के ऊपर उस तरह का ट्रस्ट बिल्डअप नहीं किया हमने. आप किसी से जाकर पैसा मांगोगे, बोलता है कि पता नहीं तुम पैसा वापस दोगे कि नहीं. This trust is the most important factor that we have to build in the communities. This trust, saying that yes, किसी को भी अगर पैसा चाहिए तो पैसा भी मिलेगा और सूद के साथ वो वापस भी करेगा. This we have to build this trust in the respective communities. In our own family circle, friend circles, everywhere we have to build this trust. The second, in terms of becoming a successful businessman, a whole lot of, let us say, there are a whole lot of very successful businesses in Bangalore. And the moment a business gets a valuation of $1 billion plus, $1 billion plus, okay, then it is called a unicorn. So there are more than 50 plus unicorns are there in Bangalore. And all these unicorns are promoted by youngsters, people who are 25, 27, 30, 32, youngsters, unicorns. And one might wonder, saying that how this, let us say at the age of 27, he becomes a unicorn, meaning his valuation is more than $1 billion. Somebody said, yeah, कैसा हो गया? ऐसा हुआ कि in their family atmosphere, from a young age, whether it is 5 years, 7 years, that entrepreneurship is taught and respected. It is very important, both teaching and respecting. And say somebody, like, ऐसे वैसा नहीं बनता. मैं छोटा सा बच्चा था. When I was in 6th standard, 7th standard, I was the 4th one in my family. My elder sister, she had become a doctor. My other elder brother had become an engineer. One more sister had become a bank manager. My father said, father, he ran out of options. उसने कहा कि वो become a civil servant. I became a civil servant. जो बचपन में हमको सिखाया जाता है वो डीपली इंग्रेंड हो जाता है. So as such, say somebody starts discussing, respecting entrepreneurship in their respective homes from a young age. Let us say he starts at 5-7 age, and by the time he is 27, that he is able to set up a unicorn. He has already had 20 years of experience within the families as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, respecting that, learning that. To bring this in our family atmospheres is very important. Respecting entrepreneurship, teaching entrepreneurship, learning from entrepreneurs within the communities. Respect. Whom do we respect? अगर कोई पुलिस इंस्पेक्टर है, कोई पुलिस कांस्टेबल है, उसको जो रेस्पेक्ट देते हैं, एक सक्सेसफुल एंटरप्रेन्योर को हम रेस्पेक्ट नहीं देते, ये गलत है. A successful entrepreneur creates jobs, creates wealth in the society. He should be the person who should be respected most. Somebody who creates jobs and creates wealth in the society. Wealth कहीं कोई लेके नहीं जा सकता, कहीं नहीं लेके नहीं जा सकता. Nobody can. अब जाते हैं तो खाली हाथ जाना पड़ेगा, कोई लेके नहीं जा सकता. But the wealth that he has created is there in the society. बोलेंगे नहीं, अब वो तो केवल अपने बच्चों को दे दिया. And today it has become so important that even to retain your wealth also you need to be knowledgeable. अगर मैट्रिक्स आपको रखना है एज ए लॉयर तो चाहिए, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट चाहिए, अच्छा सा वैद्य भी, डॉक्टर भी चाहिए, तो आपको भी नॉलेजेबल होना चाहिए कि मैट्रिक्स आप क्या जो बोल रहे हैं वो सही है गलत है. बेसिक नॉलेज तो होना चाहिए. Even to retain your wealth also you have to be knowledgeable. I've seen a lot of people with wealth, lot of families with wealth. They are not able to retain, or growth is not possible because that level of knowledge is not. They are not able to even retain that wealth also. Why? Because that knowledge is. So in our respective family circles, in our respective community circles, respecting entrepreneurship, respecting somebody who is a wealth creator and a job creator is the most important thing. ये मुसलमानों को भी आना चाहिए. नेक्स्ट एस्पेक्ट. तो बहुत सारे लोग बोलेंगे कि लेकिन हम बीइंग एन एंटरप्रेन्योर बिजनेसमैन इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. हमको कोई सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहा. देयर इज नोबडी सपोर्टिंग. सरकार से कोई सपोर्ट नहीं मिलता. वो झूठ है. अगर कोई बोलता है कि सरकार से सपोर्ट लेकर किसी ने बड़ा जो है बिजनेसमैन हो गया, वो सबसे बड़ा झूठ है. कोई सरकार किसी को सपोर्ट नहीं कर रही. एनी कम्युनिटी, वो केवल जो सत्ता में आता है तो केवल अपना हिफाजत करता है, अपना देखभाल करता है, किसी का देखभाल नहीं करता. और ये चीज मैं जो बोल रहा हूं कि ये केवल हिंदुस्तान के लिए नहीं है, पूरे दुनिया के लिए. तो बड़े कैसे? हाउ डू वी ग्रो? The only way in which you can grow as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, is to create that network among yourselves. You have to network, you have to come together, you have to help each other. This is the only way in which you can grow. This is the same Marwadi model. I am not inventing any model. There are a lot of biographies written by the very successful Marwadi businessmen, and they say in their biographies they write saying that मैं जब बम्बई आया मेरे पास 200 रुपए था पॉकेट में, लेकिन 200 रुपए लेकर के मैं बम्बई आया, लेकिन मैंने जो है 10 साल के अंदर मैंने बहुत बड़ा एम्पायर खड़ा किया. अच्छी बात है, लेकिन वो जो नहीं लिख रहा है, वो सक्सेसफुल एंटरप्रेन्योर जो है, जो नहीं लिख रहे हैं, उसका पूरा कम्युनिटी जो था, कम्युनिटी का ऑलरेडी इतना बड़ा नेटवर्क था बम्बई में या पूरे हिंदुस्तान, कि वो जो भी खरीदना चाहता था, जो भी सोर्स करना चाहता था, उसके लिए 10 लोग थे. वो भी प्रोडक्शन करना चाहता था, वो जो बेचना चाहता था, उसके पूरे हिंदुस्तान में एक नेटवर्क था. उसी नेटवर्क को इस्तेमाल करके दैट मैन हैज बिकम अ बिग मैन. आई एम नॉट belittling his effort. I am not belittling his whole effort at being a big businessman. but he already had a network. So it is very important that individual communities, in whatever way they feel, like ये अपना बंदा है करके जो भी सोचते हैं, in that way, whatever communities they think of themselves as a community, if not anything, at least the community should network and try and help each other. The businessmen in their respective communities should try and help each other. Build an element of trust where procurement is very easily possible, where recruitment is easily possible, where marketing is easily possible, and adopting of best practices is also easily possible. These are the 3-4 things which are very important if you want to succeed as a business. In addition to whatever I said, saying that yes, knowledge is very important, knowledge has become supreme in today's world. It is no more capital, it is no more labor, knowledge. So in addition to that, if you are in a position to network and use that network to help each other, create business references, create marketing references, help each other in saving on whatever procurement costs, in sourcing costs. Your sourcing cost, if you are able to save 5%, that 5% adds to your net profit. So it is very important that you source well, quality, and at the best rate possible. And you create the maximum number of marketing networks possible. This is the second most important. The third most important, say every businessman, when he wants to grow, there is what is called as but initial threshold level is always there. उसको एक ऑफिस बनाना पड़ेगा, एक छोटा सा अगर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है तो छोटा सा फैक्ट्री बनाना पड़ेगा, 2-4 लोगों को 10 लोगों 10-12 लोगों को जो भी डिपेंडिंग ऑन दी ट्रेड बिजनेस व्हाटएवर रखना पड़ेगा, है ना. So initially there is a lot of this kind of expenditure is there, what we call overhead expenditure. ठीक है. Now this becomes a pain by itself. So at that point of time, if that community comes forward to get services and goods from that or your own community person, कि अपना बंदा है, एक अच्छा एक सर्विस है, हमको सर्विस की जरूरत भी है, चलो उसे सर्विस दे लेते, उसको जो पैसा देना चाहिए पैसा भी दे देते, जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कर रहा है चलो उसे ले लेते. If we start thinking like this, उसकी बात उसको कम से कम जो इनिशियल उसको टेक ऑफ जो होना चाहिए वो टेक ऑफ का तो उसको थोड़ा सा सहारा मिल जाएगा, उसको इनिशियल थोड़ा सा मार्केट मिल जाए, उसके बाद उसको ओपन मार्केट में कॉम्पीट करना ही करना है, अदरवाइज ही कैन सक्सीड. बाद में उसको ओपन मार्केट में कॉम्पीट करना ही करना. He has to whatever services and goods that he is giving, he has to give the best quality goods and services, तभी वो सक्सेसफुल होगा, कामयाब होगा, अदरवाइज नहीं. 2-4 बार आप उसको ऑर्डर दे देंगे, 2-4 करेंगे तो अपना मिलता है चलो उसे ले लेते. लेकिन अब जब उसका क्वालिटी खराब है, सर्विस खराब है, सर्विस स्टैंडर्ड नीचे है, तो आप भी नहीं लेंगे. सही भी इसलिए कि क्वालिटी इज सुप्रीम. जो भी हम देते हैं सर्विस हो, क्वालिटी गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज हो, उसमें क्वालिटी होना एकदम इंपॉर्टेंट है. अल्टीमेटली क्वालिटी इज द डिफरेंशिएटिंग फैक्टर. लेकिन इनिशियल एक टेक ऑफ के समय कम से कम उसको आप मदद करें ताकि वो यू विल ऑल्सो अंडरस्टैंड द क्वालिटी इज इंपॉर्टेंट, यू विल ऑल्सो बी प्राइस सेंसिटिव टू सम एक्सटेंट, यू विल ऑल्सो बी इन अ पोजिशन टू give that kind of a quality service or a product. Initially काफी दिक्कतें आएंगी, when somebody is trying to set up a business काफी दिक्कतें आएंगी, फिर भी उसके बाद भी वो अगर कामयाब होना चाहता है तो उसको एक सहूलियत मिल जाएगी. He will get facilitated in terms of giving a good quality and a service and a product. अगर ये तीनों चीजें हो जाती है, एक in the community we have this respect towards entrepreneurship, two that we network and help each other, and as communities we help whatever at least in the initial days, whatever from the community, if somebody has come up to starting a business, starting an industry, if you are able to help that person, then we are in a position to create a larger number of entrepreneurs in all our communities. लोग बोल रहे हैं कि नहीं 2047 में हमको क्या विकसित देश हो जाना चाहिए, डेवलप्ड नेशन हो जाना चाहिए. अरे कैसे होगा? If you want to become a developed nation, the whole country, a country of 146 crores, You will need at least 14 crore का आपको लीडर्स चाहिए, मतलब कि एंटरप्रेन्योर्स चाहिए आपको. If you don't have a leader, who is a leader and who is a follower? An employer is a leader, an employee is a follower. अगर आपको if you have to become a developed nation, we need these so many number of leaders in this society. Why should all the leaders come from Maharashtra, from Gujarat and Rajasthan? Here's our question. Why should all the leaders come from Gujarat and Rajasthan? आप बताओ. Why should they not come from Karnataka? We have very fine examples for that. I'm very, very happy. Irfan Saab jo hai apna, prestige wale. I'm very, every time I meet him, I come back learning something from him. मुझे ज्यादा काम भी नहीं होता, फिर मैं इरफान साहब से बता नहीं साहब आपसे बात कर. Because every time I sit with him, I learn something more from him. मैं आधा घंटे ज्यादा समय नहीं देते, फिर भी आधा घंटे जब बैठता हूँ चाय पीता हूँ उसके साथ, मैं उसको 10 सवाल पूछता हूँ. इसलिए कि मुझे सीखना है, इसलिए कि वो सक्सेसफुल है, एक कामयाब बिजनेसमैन है. एक कामयाब बिजनेसमैन से सीखना 1000 चीज होती है. तो उससे बैठ करके बातें करके हम सीखना चाहते हैं, सीखते हैं. इस तरह का we have to learn from all these people whoever have been successes, even though we are not respecting them to the extent that we should respect them. The kind of respect that Irfan Saab should have had in Karnataka, he doesn't. He's a very, very successful businessman, very sharp businessman, very knowledgeable businessman. You talk to him about anything in the world, he will know something about it. He will tell you about it. वो ये नहीं कि केवल उसको बिल्डिंग बनाना आता है, नहीं, गलत है. You talk to him about anything and he will tell you about everything. Knowledge is the most important. If you are knowledgeable, you will be able to build a world-class organization, world-class business. To be knowledgeable is the most important thing, is the first important thing. If you are knowledgeable enough, you will be able to build any business. मेहनत लगती है, no doubt. आप मेहनत लगती है, and आपको अगर if you are able to build the trust, then people will also give you capital. मेरा सबसे बड़ा पूंजी है, after so many decades of my life, is that Jayaram is a man of trust. लोग मुझे ब्लाइंडली फॉलो करते हैं, ब्लाइंडली ये नहीं कि मैं बहुत बड़ा साहूकार हूं, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं. इतना बड़ा मुझे नॉलेज पे वो भी नहीं, लेकिन आई हैव बिल्ट एन एलिमेंट ऑफ ट्रस्ट इन दी सोसाइटी. मैं हमेशा बोलता हूं, देखो माई वर्ड इज माई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. लेकिन आपको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट चाहिए, मैं साइन भी करके दे दूंगा, लेकिन माई वर्ड इज ए कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. वी हैव टू बी आवर ओन एम्बेसडर्स. वी हैव टू बी द मोस्ट ट्रस्टेड पीपल कि ये जो बोलता है वो करता है. ये आई ट्राई टू हेल्प पीपल, लॉट ऑफ पीपल आई ट्राई टू हेल्प इन माई लाइफ. आई हैव नेवर ट्राई टू हार्म ए सिंगल पर्सन. वो बेकार है, वो वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम. अगर आपको पॉजिटिव करने का, तो अगर आपसे होता है, हो सकता है कि पॉजिटिव करो, नेगेटिव करने के क्यों सोचते हो? जो जिसके बारे में नेगेटिव कर रहे हैं, जो बोलना चाहते हो, वो अपने आप में वो अपना क्या बोलते हैं, ही विल डिग हिज ओन ग्रेव. हमको उसको मदद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो अपने हर समय पॉजिटिव सोचो, हर समय लोगों की, दूसरे लोगों को मदद करने की सोचो. कभी दूसरे लोगों का निंदा मत करो, सोचो ही मत. My biggest this one to anybody is that I ignore the person. मुझे अगर कोई आदमी बहुत खराब लगता है तो मैं just ignore कर देता हूँ, बस कर देता. I never speak one negative word also about that person. It's a waste of time. If this is how we build a trust in the society, this is how we build any organization in the society. In the last 3-4 years, we built a very beautiful organization called the FASA. Okay. So the entire community, the Vokliya community of Karnataka, Northern Tamil Nadu, everywhere. So they have organized themselves, and I am supposed to be the chief mentor. I am not anything else. I am not an office bearer. They have put my designation as chief mentor. इसलिए कि मैं अभी भी सरकारी अधिकारी हूँ. They made me chief mentor only for this reason, saying that he is a man of trust. He's a probably सोचते होंगे ये थोड़ा ज्यादा जानता है. Maybe a wise man. Only for this reason, saying that he understands and is trustable. They have accepted me as a chief mentor and I am guiding them. And it's becoming a very big organization, beautiful organization. People are trying to help each other. There is a wider respect for somebody who is wanting to become an entrepreneur. So wider respect for somebody who is creating wealth and employment. ये सारी चीज हो रहा है. And अभी by the end of the month we are going to US also. There is in San Jose, San Francisco, there is a very big conference. More than 1,000 people are coming all over the world also there. And they are also like, I am going as a chief guest there. And I am speaking and I am discussing about various businesses. How to build businesses, how to help each other in building businesses. मैं ये काम करूँगा. ये whatever I am trying to do is not rocket science. It's very simple, very basic. ठीक है. But ये है that we have to learn these basics and we have to practice whatever we have to speak what we are practicing and practice what we are speaking. Very simple. These are the things. I don't want to take any further time. If you have any questions, I will take a few questions about anything. आप जो भी पूछना चाहते हो पूछो. मैं थोड़ा ज्यादा नॉलेज बोल रहा हूँ और इसलिए कि सुबह शाम पढ़ता रहता हूँ तो इसलिए थोड़ा जानता है हर एक चीज के बारे में. Whatever questions you will have, please go ahead and ask me a few questions.
और जो कम्युनिटी है ये लोग बचपन से सिखा रहते हैं कामयाब कैसा बनना बोल के. सर के वालिद क्या करे, बेटी को डॉक्टर बनाए, दूसरे बेटे को इंजीनियर बनाए और एक बेटी को बैंक मैनेजर बनाए. इनको बोले इनको क्या बोले कि एक IAS ऑफिसर हो जाओ. सर क्या है IRS ऑफिसर हो गए. राइट, करेक्ट है. यानी कि जैसी सोच वैसा नतीजा, जैसी सोच वैसा नतीजा. जनता आलोचना अंत फलितांश. बचपन से बच्चों ने तो सोच डालना है. हमें बोलते बेटा तुम मैकेनिक बन जा, टॉप मैकेनिक बन जा, मगर वो बच्चे को एरोप्लेन उड़ाने की ताकत होता है, अल्लाह दे रहता है, मगर हमें वो बच्चे की ताकत रोक रही. हमारी बेटी कामयाब हो सकती है, हमें रोक रही. हमारा बेटा कामयाब हो सकता है, हमें रोक रही. उसके वास्ते विश्वास, वो भरोसा कम्युनिटी में आना. कोई मारवाड़ी का बच्चा जाके मैं बिजनेस करूं, मुझे 1 करोड़ लोन दो, कम्युनिटी वाले लोन देते. हमारे कम्युनिटी वाले बच्चा करता है तो कहीं को वो करता है. तो हमारे बाबा कैसे पूरी निकाला था तू, मुझे खुद बोले थे पूरे बाबा कैसे निकाला था तू जो रास्ता जा रहा वो रास्ते में लाश हो जाता था. आराम से हो डरा डालती सामने वाला खाते भागे चले जाता. कोई अच्छा घर बना क्या बोलते कि बहुत अच्छा है घर, कैसा भैया कंपनी भाई ये पूछो उसमें वो कहता हो मेरे को सिर्फ खराब होगा मेरा कहीं बनाया कि भाई सामने वाला जिंदगी में बनने डरा डालती. हमें डरा को हमें हमारे बेटे को मार डाल रहे समय. दूसरे हम में क्या कर रहे बेटा तू पैदा हो कैसे जीतने के वास्ते नहीं उठते रहने गेलो कसरा नहीं गेलो रहने जो तो इतनी होती. हमारे कौम में डिस्करेज करती. हैदराबाद आगे चले गए तो मुझे बर्दाश्त नहीं होता, मैं आगे चले गए तो मेरा और कुछ बर्दाश्त नहीं होता. खुदने की आदत है, जीतने की आदत करते. उसके लिए आज साथ जो है उनके मोबाइल के अंदर एक फर्स्ट 100 उनके ग्रुप है, व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप. वो फर्स्ट 100 में 100 वकील का जो वकील का गौड़ा कम्युनिटी है ना 100 लोग एक 100 करोड़ के आस्ती डिक्लेयर कर सोले. कितने करोड़ के? 1 करोड़ की 2 करोड़ की नहीं, 100 करोड़ की आस्ती. उनका एक ग्रुप बना. जब मैं सार लास्ट टाइम मिला खनिजा भवन में मिला, सार के जब ये देखा, सार बोले मेरा लास्ट टाइम का जो प्रोग्राम हुआ एनुअल प्रोग्राम, अब हमें ये प्रोग्राम करने का कितने रोटियां मिले, कितना रिक्वेस्ट करे तुमना, कितना बेग करे तुमना. इनका लास्ट प्रोग्राम कहा हुआ ना ये कौन का लंदन में करे. उसके पहले साल कहा करे बोलूं मैं अमेरिका में करे. सो आज हमें बेंगलुरु में करने नहीं हो रहा है. हमारे हैसियत को भरोसा नहीं करना सामने वाला. हर आदमी है जो आपको है अपने खाने पीने का पैसा दे पाएंगे. सो कोई फ्री नहीं है यार, ट्रेनिंग फ्री बट फूड यू पेड. तो उसके लिए सार जो आज उनके देखो सार IRS ऑफिसर है. परसों मुझे सार एक कॉलेज को बुलाया, मैं गया वहां पर इन्विटेशन है सार को गया जाने में पता चला सार का खुद का कॉलेज है. डिग्री होने के बाद में बिजनेस में कैसा कामयाब होना बोल के सिखाने का कॉलेज बना. वही वो कॉलेज में जो बच्चे सीखो, लड़कियां लड़के सीखो, खुद की कंपनी बने ना, उनका इंटरव्यूज पड़े भाई. व्हाट्स द नेम ऑफ द कॉलेज सर? मेडा स्कूल फॉर एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. बिजनेस में कैसा कामयाब होना, डिग्री कर लो उसके बाद में तो बिजनेस में सिखाती. तो उसके लिए एक बार साल का जो वक्त देखो ना, मामूली हस्ती नहीं है, मामूली हस्ती नहीं है. ससुरे MP है, साला MLA है, मामूली हस्ती नहीं है. यहाँ हिस्सों ससुरे MP है, साला MLA है. मैं बोले सर तुम्हारे सर का आज्ञा पार्लियामेंट में बैठा सर जब हमारे साथ इंसाफ होचे हमारे साथ इंसाफ होने में तो सेक्युलर में पार्लियामेंट में बैठना, कानून बनने वाले ऐसा सेक्युलर में रहना। आप एमपी बनना सर बोले हमें, ऐसे हक में एमपी बने तो हमारे हक में इंसाफ करती, क्योंकि आजादी के वास्ते जो कुर्बानी मुसलमान दिए पूरे इंडिया में कौन सी कम्युनिटी में नहीं दी। जाको इंडिया गेट पर देखो नामा, इंडिया गेट पर नामा देखो, 70% नेम्स हु सैक्रिफाइस्ड द लाइफ देयर आर मुस्लिम्स। आजादी दिला घर में सो गए हमें। आज वकली का कम्युनिटी को तो फोन में रखे से करते थे, इन्हें शुरू करे नहीं, हमें तो हम खेती बाड़ी के करते हमें किसान के बेटा, मैं रैयत का बेटा, मैं सन ऑफ फार्मर, मैं फीड कर रहा हूं बच्चों को। हमें उठना होता है, कम्युनिटी उठे आज जी। आज उठने के बाद में क्या हुआ, देश का प्राइम मिनिस्टर बने देवेगौड़ा जी, बने नहीं बने, एक आज कम्युनिटी उठी, उसके वास्ते तुम्हें भी उठो, तुम्हें भी उठो और उठाने का साइंस लो। बहुत सो गए जिंदगी में, हमें अभी सोना नहीं, हमें जिंदगी में बहुत सो गए, हमें अभी सोना नहीं, बहुत ब्रेक आने लिए, शादी के खाने खाकर थक गए, ईद बासी ईद घांसी ईद क्या करेंगे तो थक गए। अब इसके बाद में वक्त दियो, खुद को डेवलप करो, पहले खुद को डेवलप करो पहले, उसके बाद अपने खानदान को, उसके बाद अपने मोहल्ले को, अपने गांव को, अपने देश को, अपने कौम को डेवलप करने के वास्ते कंट्रीब्यूट करो बोलने का सारा साहब ಮಾಮೂಲಿ ಹಸ್ತಿ ನೇ ಜಿ ಇನ್ಶಾಅಲ್ಲಾ ಇದೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಿಕ್ಕಬಳ್ಳಾಪುರದಿಂದ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಎಂಪಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸಬೇಕು। ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ऐसे एक शख्सियत आपको चाहिए। आपको कुछ भी सवाल है तो पूछो बेटा, कुछ भी सवाल है तो पूछो मेरे भाई, क्या करना था? यस यस प्लीज स्टार्ट अप लो माइक दो।
Hello sir, Mr. Jayaram sir. You said about a few words. I will ask 3 questions, one suggestion. Sir said about the first agriculture is not now as a culture, it's a business. Even by knowing it is going in the wrong way, why people are following that? First question.
That say that whatever traditionally whatever forefathers have been doing, we are doing the same thing. But the times have changed. The world has changed. That we have to adopt technology even in agriculture for better yield, for better quality yield, and for different product. That product which has the most market in the society. We are not doing that. Okay. Even the government is also not helping it in a way. I will give one example. To educate an IIT student, you know how much does the government spend? Because the IIT student is highly subsidized. सब कुछ फ्री है उसके लिए. The government spends lakhs and lakhs of rupees to subsidize an IIT student. तो IIT पढ़ने के बाद क्या करता है, वो अमेरिका भाग जाता है. ठीक है. Let us see that the same IIT student is here, sitting in Bangalore also. There is no restriction on what he should do. He can service the world. Sitting here in Bangalore, he can say he will be servicing the world. He will be earning in dollars. But the same farmer, if he wants to grow something for the world, the government puts a restriction. Hey, you cannot export this. Or when there is a shortage in the market and when he is getting a good price, suddenly the government opens this saying that he is going to import. Why? There is so much of injustice being done even to the Indian farmers, and Indian farmers unfortunately don't have a voice.
Yes.
So as such I am saying is that we have to reimagine the whole concept of your agriculture also. It is no more agri business, it has to be an agriculture, meaning you have to invest there to get the best yield, to get the best product. Have I answered?
तो मैंने पैसे दिया है, 10 में से आउट ऑफ 10 8 मेंबर्स ने पैसा नहीं दिया, 2 ही जन्म दिया, तो मैं क्या करूँ?
Yes, you are funded the right secondly. Say trust is one aspect, but success is success. We have to fund people who are successful. Number one. Number two, when I was saying that that you have to network and all that, in that network, not just good things. Somebody is a cheater. That he is a cheater should also be noticed. So we want good people in the society.
Right person in
the society.
Invest your money on the right person.
ठीक है. So why the importance of network? Same thing in Marwadi community also. In Marwadi community, somebody अगर पैसा वापस नहीं दे रहा है, तो बोले तो पार्टी मुड़ गया. कल कोई देखेगा नहीं, उसका चेहरा कोई देखने के लिए नहीं है. एक रात में पूरा कौम में उसका इंफॉर्मेशन स्प्रेड हो जाता है कि एक फलाना को चीट किया, चीटर है, उसको हर कोई एवरीबडी विल कंप्लीटली लाइक थ्रो इन अवे. दिस इज ऑल्सो इक्वली इम्पोर्टेंट. You have to respect and keep helping good people. But if somebody is a bad apple, you have to give that due publicity to that apple. Because you have to go on fighting good people, not bad people.
In 6th standard right now, she was about to come today because of sudden change in her health. She couldn't come today. She wanted to meet you actually. So it is her question I am just putting here. From 6th standard, in order to become IAS, what she can start with, at least to completion of her SSLC level, what she can start with.
But again, say that you have to say what does the government want in an IAS officer? Number one, he should be a knowledgeable person about everything. He should know the history, he should know the culture, he should know the laws of the country. And he has to have a positive mind to be a good problem solver. Whatever the government wants in an IAS officer, you start inculcating all that in yourself. In addition to studying, of course, there is a couple of core studies and all. But I've seen the interviews. Say, in a matter of about half an hour, you will be able to judge the person. So finally, when the interview happens, in good old time, when I was giving the interview was for 250 marks. And I got 178, which is a very high mark. Why? Because it is just that positive attitude. If you have that positive attitude, automatically it reflects in the kind of answers that you are giving, in the way that you are speaking. छुपा नहीं सकते. Say, you can hide your character for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you can hide your character. But you can't hide your character for half an hour or 1 hour. When you talk to that person for half an hour, you know more or less ये कैसा होता है. So unless we work on our personality, we will not be in a position to become what we want to become. Only last one the song is there. I am inspired by Metri Sahib. Metri Sahib ने एक ये सुना है. So one song is there. This is a song that we have made it to an anthem song for the Fasal, written by me. Just listen to this song. Unless I grow, I am not in a position to help others.
Yes.
But when I grow, I should help others to also equally grow. ಬೆಳೆಯೋಣ, ಬನ್ನಿ ಬೆಳೆಸೋಣ. Thank you very much.
Really an honor to have you. The three guests, Mr. Maitri sir, Jayaram sir, and the next upcoming guest, to start about our guest, Dr. Syed Habib Pasha sir, who is also known as Coach Habib, is a CEO, a director, a trainer, a motivational speaker, a renowned author, and a leadership coach. हम बहुत खुशनसीब हैं कि ऐसे एक शख्सियत आज हमारे साथ है जिनके बारे में अगर मैं पढ़ता जाऊं तो बहुत देर तक वक्त चला जाएगा। वक्त की खामी होने की वजह से सिर्फ उनका इंट्रोडक्शन देना चाहता हूँ, छोटा सा इंट्रोडक्शन। इन्होंने बुक्स लिखी, ये जो बुक्स मेरे हाथ में पकड़ा हूँ मैं, ऐसे 5 बुक्स लिखे हैं जो सारे बुक्स जो है लीडरशिप के बारे में बताते हैं कि किस तरीके से हम लोग लीडर बन सकते हैं। ये चंद बुक्स के नाम बताता हूँ मैं। The Stupendous Zebra, Tie Your Camel, The Warrior Within You, The Unshakable You, Unlike Minded But United। और ये बुक्स की जो कमाई ये कमाते हैं, जो प्रॉफिट मिलता है, ये प्रॉफिट भी अपने खास के लिए इस्तेमाल नहीं करते हैं, ये भी लेके जाके ये गरीबों के लिए इस्तेमाल करते हैं। हाँ, तो ऐसे शख्सियत आज हमारे साथ है। तो इंशाल्लाह अगर ये बाहर जाके कहीं बात कर रहे हैं तो हजारों के पैसे देके बात करते हैं, लेकिन आज हम फ्री हम लोग के पास बात करने आए। सो आई वुड लाइक टू वेलकम आवर डॉक्टर राहुल पाशा साहब टू कम अप विद अस, एंड along with that our Sri Jayaram sir is going, and I would like to honor them, and I would like to ask Jayaram sir to come on the stage so that we can honor him। जोरदार ताली के साथ उनका हम लोग मदद करेंगे।